Q1 2022 production and delivery estimates. I'm Brian. Welcome to my Tesla weekend. Yeah, I'm getting this out a little later than usual. I had it almost ready, and then the pair of shutdowns in Shanghai happened, and I had to make adjustments. So where are we at? Well, let's start with the Model S and X. Specifically, how are we doing there? Well, the deliveries started, and they're going well. And the X's have been going out in small numbers, but meaningful numbers. That's good. And the deliveries are getting pushed back. So what does that mean? It means they're selling everyone they can. Bear's Workshop ordered a Model S long range, and his delivery keeps getting pushed back. It was supposed to be, I think, June and then July, and now it's August or September. They're selling as many as they can. They're high-margin cars. They know how to build them. So what I have said for this number is the difference, this number, Q4, 13,000, plus the increase from the previous quarter, 17,277. That's where I'm at. Excited about that number. Could be higher, but it's going to be a rounding error in the grand scheme of things. A lot of analysts, myself included, could miss by over this much. Fremont 3 and Y. Let's talk about that. So we see 105 in Q2, 108 in Q3, 115 in Q4. Is there any reason that number could not increase? No. There's plenty of reasons it could. We've seen in flyover footage that the tents, the sprung structures, have been streamlined and that there's a lot going on there. I believe that the gain will be, again, this number plus the difference from the previous quarter, 121,563. Shanghai 3 and Y, that's a little harder to guess. So we know in January they had big numbers. We know in February they had big numbers. So let's look at those. Here's January, here's February, and that leads me to this for March. In between, we've got the efficiencies from January with some downtime. Now remember, in this quarter, we have the Chinese New Year and the break for that. We also have 5 to 7 days of shutdown for health and safety protocols. So that puts us at a growth of only about 5% over last quarter, 186,447. Now we got Berlin and Texas. And we know that not only has Berlin produced some vehicles, they've started deliveries. Mostly these are production numbers rather than delivery numbers, but I'll take it either way. I'm saying 2,200. We saw thousands produced, which couldn't be sold. Well, at least not in Germany, at least not yet. We've seen no evidence from the flyover footage that those vehicles have been scrapped, or at least partially scrapped. There are no painted panels in mass numbers in the skips. 2,200. And Texas, here we go, boom, 700. None of those have been delivered, but they have been produced. And that is a pretty wild guess. But even if it's double that or half that, it kind of doesn't matter. Giving us a bottom line of 328,187, which is higher than the street, and among the higher credible estimates I've seen. I haven't seen very many estimates yet. I don't know why. A lot of the usuals haven't put out their estimates at all, or at least not yet. So that's all very exciting. I am going to be in Texas for the big event. I do not yet have tickets to the big event. If you're Elon and you're watching this, which I know you are, I could use a ticket. But so could Jeff Roberts, who has been out there over 600 times. He's dedicated a substantial percentage of his life to covering Giga Texas. He needs a ticket. But for those of us who are going and maybe can't make it, or maybe can and want something more to do, there is also a meet and greet day of from noon to 3 at Southeast Metro Park, just a couple miles away. There's going to be a lot of cool folks there. Bear's Workshop, all of the Quad Squad, all of the Texas drone pilots, except for Brad Sloan, who's going to be in the air at the time, getting more great coverage, which is cool. Maybe he'll stop by for a bit. I hope he does. I'd love to meet him. And you can get tickets. They're free. I'll put the link in the description. There are also tickets that cost money, but they're the same ticket. They just offer some support because our pizza budget is starting to get a little out of hand. So that's exciting. Quick thanks to my Patreons, as always, who get early access, bonus content, an ad-free experience, and help keep the channel running for as little as $1 a month. Can't do it without you guys. And a reminder that my 11-year production prediction tracker will be updated in a few days. It'll be out, I'm going to hold off until we get the actual numbers, so it'll be a little sharper and a little better. And if you haven't already, subscribe on the second channel, because that's where a lot of the live stuff from the big event will be. There'll be a live edition of the podcast, the Fast Charging with B&B podcast, and just a bunch of live stuff. I've got a really great setup for doing live stuff, and it's going to be a lot of fun. So what did I miss or misunderstand? Leave me all your thoughts, your comments, your juicy wisdom, your blinding brilliance, and I can't wait to hear from you clever robots in Texas.